What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to start off this video because, guys, I said yesterday, if the video gets 200 likes, I wish 2,000 likes. Maybe in the future we'll get to 2,000 on a video, but 200 likes, I'm going to show Prismatic more. So we're going to do it again today because it's fun and it's awesome and I'm here for you guys. So the ETB's up to $122 on TCG Player. That is up from 120 yesterday. And we're also seeing sales. And not even a word of a lie, this is actually hilarious in my opinion. We're already back up into the 130s. There are consistent sales at this price over the past 48 hours, 135, 136, 135, 132, 6 quantities sold. Sure, you still have some lower ones around 120, 125-ish range, some as low as like 118, but a lot of sales now pushing into the 120s and some even pushing as high as almost $140. So this is happening a lot faster than I expected it to. And part of this does have to do with TCG Player only being a small percentage of the overall market. So when you go look at other platforms like eBay, it is easier to buy product at a cheaper price point compared to TCG Player. But what happens too a lot in this hobby is that when TCG Player starts to move, that influences sellers on other platforms like Facebook Marketplace, like eBay, to either pull their boxes off the market because the move is happening, or to increase their prices. So it really becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in the sense that when TCG Player moves up, everything else moves up, even if there is a ton of inventory out there. So there is your Prismatic shill for the day. And for you guys that don't have Prismatic yet, or you've been listening to people recommending bad products, I still think regular ETBs are great. Sure, the PCTBs are probably going to do better, but it is difficult to build large positions in the ETBs, or the PCTBs rather. So you can go with the regular ones. But if you want to buy a lot of the product, I would prioritize trying to get case quantity. Over the past few months, I've been buying sealed cases. And the reason for that is that even though the loose ETBs right now are what, $120, $125, the cases are up to like $1,600, $1,700 almost. And the same thing with the booster bundles. We got a lot of these reprinted. Even in Canada, Walmart.ca had restocks maybe about a month ago at this point. You can see they're about $60 USD for a loose bundle, but a sealed display of 10 is going for $1,200 on TCG Player, almost double. And you can see they are selling for even more than that. Most recent sale was September 20th, so yesterday, $1,500 USD. Before that, we had a couple sales on the 18th, $1,425, $1,500 on the 14th, $1,400. So the sealed displays, there are a premium on them. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that because Pokemon has popped off over the past 10, 11 months at this point, a lot of these retail stores have had to implement limits on the amount of boxes you can buy. Same thing with distro and LGSs. So a lot of those cases are being opened to sell the individual boxes inside off to customers. So there aren't as many sealed cases anymore as there once was for maybe older sets. But either way you go about it, you definitely need to get some exposure to Prismatic. I mean, it was just a no-brainer. I know some people were memeing on it there for a few months, but it's coming back strong at this point. Similar to 151, obviously 151, I don't think anyone really memed on it, but it is starting to increase at a very rapid rate over the past couple months. You can see here the booster bundle displays up to $1,440 on TCG Player for a sealed display, and the most recent sales from today, $1,800 USD for a sealed display. That's $180 per bundle inside. Before that, a couple days ago, $1,750. Before that, $1,558, $1,540. So these bundles have definitely been solidified as like a $1,500, $1,600 item, and it looks like we're pushing towards $2,000. And it really wouldn't surprise me if we get there by the end of the year. Now, the loose bundles, if you guys do own some of these, they're up to $95 on TCG Player. And I wanted to share this as well because we do have sales officially breaking the 3-digit price tag today. 6 sold at $100. And down here yesterday, you also had 3 sell at $109.95 each. So a lot still selling in that 90 to 95 range, but you do have a couple sales continuing to push that up. And it makes sense. I mean, if the sealed display is going for like approximately $180 per booster bundle inside, if it's going for $1,800, right, divide by 10, it would make sense that inevitably the loose bundles are going to start to move up and push like $100, $110, $120. Now, outside that, I did do the special illustration rare update in the spreadsheet. So if you guys are in there, you can go take a look. Basically every single SIR in the top 20 was up this month. I think the only ones that weren't were the Vaporeon EX and then the Reshiram EX, which I think were both down about 5% or so, depending on the day I clocked them. And I know you can see the numbers here, like minus 5.42, and then for the Reshiram, it's minus 5.89. But TCG Player, they go based off 28-day increments, but sometimes their days don't match up perfectly with when I do my spreadsheet updates. So I just go based on the numbers that I have inputted in my spreadsheet based on the time that I update things. But it was around 5 to 6% on those cards. Now, the top hitters in the top 20 were definitely the Charizard EX from Paldean Fades. This is up like 61% over the past month or so. And then the Roaring Moon EX has made a roaring return to the top 20. It's now sitting, I think, 12th most expensive special illustration rare, up to around $213 USD, up around 57% over the past month. Now, outside of the top 20, there were some other cards moving, like the Gardevoir EX. This is up about 56% over the past month, sitting around $140 now. The Zapdos EX up around 65%, sitting around $95-ish. And then one other thing that I did want to say about the top 20 list this week is that Lily's Clefairy has actually moved up to the 20th spot, sitting around $153, $155. And I don't really have any commentary to say about that card other than it just surprised me a little bit to see that card in the top 20, overtaking the Team Rocket's Moltres, overtaking the Jolteon EX from Prismatic Evolutions. And there is one more thing I want to show you guys in this video, which is that Romance Dawn Blue Bottom booster boxes. I know some of you guys don't like One Piece, but the reality is, go look at the annualized ROI on a Blue Bottom booster box compared to Evolving Skies since release. Both of them have been out at least 3 years at this point, or almost 3 years for Romance Dawn. Romance Dawn booster boxes, the blue bottoms, have, I think, like a 50 to 60% higher annualized ROI compared to Evolving Skies. So they have performed very well. TCG Player Graph, 2125, almost 2126. But the most recent sales, you can see here, $3,095 from today, over $3,000. Before that, we had a sale at $3,000 on the 17th, another one at $2,700. Consistently on eBay, we're seeing sales between $2,900 and $3,100 at this point. So this box that you could have bought for about $1,000 at the start of the year, maybe even less, like $800, $900, is now going for over $3,000. So the spillover from Pokemon has definitely started into One Piece. A lot of the top mangas and stuff are moving. And because I feel like I haven't shilled enough in this video, if you guys are interested in One Piece investing, I do have a secondary channel, Straw Hat Speculator. It's linked in the description down below, where I talk about investing in One Piece. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely feel free to go check that out. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today, guys. The special illustration rares continue to move up. Even the cards outside the top 20, a lot of them are doing very well. 151, the booster bundle displays are going crazy. I think the ETBs are back over $400. And then Prismatic Evolutions. I mean, these ETBs are probably going to get to $140 before I even thought they were going to get there. And who knows, with the market we're in, these could get up to like $160 plus by the end of the year at this point. Like, nothing would surprise me anymore. So get some exposure to these sets, guys. They are no-brainers. They're obvious plays. You're going to do well on them long term. Even if Pokemon continues to print them, which again, like after the reprints we got over the summer, they're going to have to start to move on to other things. But even if they do go back and reprint more Prismatic, we have to just assume that it's going to get chewed through fast. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.